What's up everybody, Masters Multiverse, and today we're talking about the Death of Black Goku. So some people feel like the Trunks arc is coming to a close, and with the close of this arc, we're gonna have the Death of Black Goku. So what I have prepared today is I'm gonna name 6 fighters who I think are gonna be the most likely people to kill Black Goku, and I'm gonna give them all one finishing technique that I think they're gonna use to finish him off. And just to note, these aren't in any particular order, so just because I named somebody, third doesn't mean they're more likely to kill someone than the first person I named. Alright, so the first person I'm picking is Beerus. He's already killed one Zamasu with his awesome destruction technique, and honestly, I could see that repeating once again with Black Goku. Beerus boasts a bigger power level than both Goku and Vegeta, even after 3 years in the Black Time Chamber and Super Saiyan Blue. He's the god destruction for Universe 7. He's one of the most feared fighters in the Dragon Ball universe as of right now. So who better for a first pick than Beerus himself? As for the technique, I think he would use to finish up Black Goku. I think he'd use his destruction technique that he used to kill Zamasu. And I think it would work on Black Goku if he was weakened. So Black Goku would be vaporized to pixie dust. Now the next person I'm picking is none other than Vegeta. I mean, yeah, he's been a little mistreated in the series so far, not being allowed to kill Frieza and now getting wrecked by Black Goku. But what better service for Vegeta fans if they finally give him the kill for Black Goku? I mean, how sweet would that be for, to see Vegeta finally defeating the main enemy in the series? I think in order for this to happen, he would have to have help from Goku or Trunks, or have to become a lot stronger. And I think the technique that he would use to finish up Black Goku would be none other than Final Flash, or possibly even a new technique that he has not come up with. I think he's overdue for a new technique. He got Big Bang and Final Flash and Z. What's a new technique he's going to learn? Super. I think if he were to finish up Black Goku, he would learn a new technique. The next person I'm going to pick is Trunks. Now, this is the Trunks arc. I mean, how fitting would it be that he avenges his mom and almost Mai too. Mai almost was killed by Black Goku by defeating Black Goku with his own hands. I think that would be awesome. And I think if he were to kill Black Goku, the technique that he would use is most likely has something to do with his sword. And I actually have an interesting idea. What if he learned the key sword that Zamasu has? Some people call it Psionic Blade, and he killed Black Goku using that. I'd flip out. That'd be so funny and awesome. He gets revenge with Black Goku with his own technique and stabs him from behind. Maybe he puts ki around his own sword and stabs him. Now my next pick is gonna be Goku. Now this pick should be in everybody's list for who's gonna defeat Black Goku. And honestly, what's more to say? He's the star of the series. He's usually the last one in every fight. And now he has Kaioken and a slew of finishing techniques, such as instantaneous movement that he can combine with everything else vicious he has. I think it's very, very likely he's going to defeat Black Goku. And it's Black Goku. It's a copy of himself. Well, not necessarily a copy. It is Goku's body that Zamasu just took over, but I mean, in a way, that's what Goku viewed him as. This is somebody who's a Goku lookalike, and how fitting would it be for him to defeat Black Goku? I think the technique he would use is Kaioken Kamehameha. So he would go Super Saiyan Blue and use Kaioken again. Or he would use Spirit Bomb. I know that's kind of like a bailout answer for Goku, the Spirit Bomb, but think about it. He's used it against Frieza. He used it on Vegeta the first time they fight. He used it on Kid Buu. I mean, the track record is pretty good for that technique, so I just had to throw it in for Goku. I couldn't really think of anything else that would fit the build and more nice. Alright, so my next pick is going to be the Omni King. Now, I know this is kind of unlikely, but if Black Goku did cause a lot of havoc in Future's timeline, just taking out all the gods of destruction, gods of creation, which they kind of stated in manga chapter 16, then I can see the Omni King getting really upset of Black Goku, or if Black Goku harmed Goku, I can see him getting upset. And we all know how this fight would go down. He would just absolutely destroy Black Goku. Black Goku's not even close to his power level. So I think his finishing technique he'd use on Black Goku, we don't really have much to judge off of. So I think it would be some type of mental attack, or a technique I just call Wipe Out, where he just wipe Black Goku out of existence. He'd just be vaporized in the dust, and then he'd be gone. My last pick is gonna be Zamasu. You might be like, what? But Black Goku is Zamasu. Piccolo and Kami did not really like each other, and they were once one being, and Good Buu and Evil Buu were once one being, and they separated, and they ended up not liking each other. So just because you're the same person doesn't mean you end up, really liking each other. Even though Zamasu doesn't look, it looks like he likes Black Goku as of right now, that can always change. And, you know, maybe with his immortality, he might notice Black Goku getting way too powerful. Maybe he decides that it's time to get rid of Black Goku and he can do it on himself. So I think how he would kill Black Goku is most likely he'd use his Psionic blade / key sword, whatever you want to call it, and stab through Black Goku when he has his guard completely down. And I know this is an unlikely scene, but I'm throwing it in here because you never know with Dragon Ball. It is so unpredictable at times. So just because it sounds weird doesn't mean it's necessarily never going to happen. Anyways, guys, that's why I think who and what is going to kill Black Goku in the series. Honestly, I think the scene is going to be epic. I cannot wait to see how this guy goes down. And honestly, the options are endless. There's still a lot of people who aren't on this list who could also be the ones to defeat Black Goku. Let me know who your picks to defeat Black Goku are in the comments. Let me know what techniques would be used to stop him. I'll read them like always. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.